Hey, I'm TravTrav, and I'm going to show you how to make guacamole my style. Alright, so first things first, let me tell you what the ingredients are. We have a handful of cilantro, already cleaned and picked the leaves off. We have a half an onion. We have jalapeno seeded. 1 lime, it's yellow, it's not a lemon. I'm telling you, it's a lime, trust me. 1 clove of garlic. 3 pitted avocados. And for the spices, we have a teaspoon of salt, a half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and a half teaspoon of cummin. And of course, we have our seeded diced tomatoes. First things first is the lime. We gotta cut this thing in half, and we have to put this over the top of our pitted avocados. Now, I don't know the science behind why you need to put the lime on top of the avocados, but apparently it keeps it fresher, and we should just agree with that. It does. It works. Trust me. And lime also tastes good in guacamole, so it's basically, there it is. I'm going to move certain ingredients over to the food processor. Now, the reason I like using a food processor is I like to get everything really fine. It enhances the flavor when you have, the onion, the cilantro, all these little pieces move together, and they're small and they enhance the flavor of the guacamole itself. So I'm going to move over there. You can chop this stuff up fine, and it'll do the same thing with a good chef's knife. I like using a food processor for certain reasons, and I also like using a garlic masher for certain reasons. So when I use a garlic masher, I like getting these juices out, and you're squeezing the piece of garlic, getting those juices out, squeezing it, and then I'm just going to cut it off. And I like breaking this stuff up really fine too. And then we're going to sprinkle this shit in there. It's the cilantro. It's delicious, it's not shit. Put this little lid on here. Take a rubber spatula, and you gotta push this shit back down so it gets chopped up. Now we gotta mash some freaking avocados. Now, I like to use this thing called a masher. There it is. If you don't have one, you need one because you want your food to look authentic and not processed. So, I like mashing avocados. I don't like them to be chunky. Shit, motherfucker, I like them to be chunky. I like them to be chunky. So I'm gonna mash these things, and it's gonna be freaking hammer time, and I'm gonna do it right. I'm gonna do it large, and here it goes. Oh yeah. I beat my avocados like I beat my... You don't have to know what I beat, but I beat it well. All right, that's all there is to it. Let's move over to the food processor stuff. Another reason you need a rubber spatula is so you can scrape all this junk and get it inside your guacamole. And you're going to just fold it in. I'm gonna fold it. And I'm ready to add my spices. Splash them in here in the same method. We wanna just fold it in. Oh yeah, my eyes are burning, but that's a good feeling. There we go. Next step, our favorite part, is we want to add these diced Roma tomatoes that were de-seeded. We're just going to add these in. The reason I like to save the tomatoes for last is because they're just an accent piece. They just make the guacamole, it's kind of like an accent wall. It just comes out, looks good, and that's what you want. All right, guacamole's done. Call it bitches. It's all ready. It's all ready to be put in a nice pretty bowl. Oh yeah. And this is why I use a rubber spatula, because you want to get it all. No guacamole left behind. It looks delicious, and ideally, I'd like to put this in the refrigerator, let it sit for an hour so the spices and everything can infuse, but I'm a little impatient, so.